Papple Sapples and applesauce, and everybody's coming back this time for the worst of the worst. You're going to hate it. So bad.
I'm not worried about it.
You're going to worry. These are the worst.
Yeah.
The worst of the year. 2023. What is crap? This is crap. The worst NASCAR paint schemes
Ever.
Based on what data? Us.
Three
Scientific study of 3 hillbillies coming up through text messages of what they thought was ugly. Here's the first one. Let's take a look real fast. And this one blows my mind. Why is this on the list? It's going to blow your mind. Hang with us. We'll be right back. Oh, we're back. And I'm telling you, the fact that the 5 car is the first one on the bad list blows my mind.
Why?
It does. I'm surprised.
Even more so because it was nominated by the Larson fan.
Yes. Because
I would nominate it too, man.
I hate it.
I'm tired of seeing it.
It's so terrible, and you see it every single week. And my entire diecast case is full of this car. I need something different.
Oh, you're going to get nothing different other than the Waffle Man.
It still reminds me of like
That's
what
it,
your
like Waffle Man.
your unsponsored car would look like.
Yeah, right. Well, it kind of is since the owner's paying it, right?
That's true.
Well, I can tell you this. It's going to look pretty much the same next year.
Grape.
During the first Martinsville race to celebrate Hendrick Motorsports' 40th anniversary, they're going to run the same paint scheme, I'm pretty positive, on all the cars, except they're going to make it, instead of this being blue, it will be ruby red instead of blue.
Weird.
Yeah, and then at the 600, they'll have the orange on there to match the Indy car he's driving. But other than that, you're going to get a lot of this next year is what we're all told. So get ready. Lionel doesn't even have to draw them out anymore, boys, I tell you what. But of the worst of list, I'm going to say this is the best car on it. This is the nicest car.
I could probably agree with
No?
that.
You think there's better cars than this? Okay, let's see.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Look at the
This
6.
Look at this
Next.
guy taking sleeping pills.
Last week we talked about how RFK just killed it.
What the hell is that?
Right? Why was he on here?
It's an anomaly
A
because
lot of drugs in NASCAR.
Right. And, I mean, this is another. Justin said when he had to think of it, this is what came to mind.
Yep.
And you know what? I don't like this car either. But just RFK had such good paint schemes that never even considered anything right at the start to be on my bad
You
list.
think it just nullifies the one bad one?
No, it's bad. You're right. I agree with you. It's just it didn't appear to my mind. They had done so well all year that I had a haze over me that I was like, man, they're too good.
I remember hating on it so bad on one episode. I was like, hey, remember that car?
This was running the 500.
Yeah, he came out the gate with this because I remember being like, man, I hope he don't do this all year. The 17 also ran it a couple times. We probably should have combined those together. Then the 17 ran it pretty late in the year. Man, what happened?
Dumpster fire.
Okay. I thought something went wrong. It just walked off the camera.
Heartless, man.
There ain't no heartless. Look at the next car. They had a child draw a dumpster fire on the hood of it. It's because what our list says dumpster fire. That's what he's laughing about. Dumpster fire is the next one on the call list. I can't call it Napa. It's dumpster fire.
Wasn't it like from a pediatric cancer?
I don't know what it's for. I just know they let a child put a dumpster fire on the hood. I know if it was involved with sick children, other sick children drew things as well. Why did they pick the dumpster fire?
That's true. That's a good point.
Out of everything that was submitted, why was this one chosen?
I don't know.
Something's wrong. I think it was a diss. I think somebody was throwing shade.
Can we start over?
No,
that's awesome.
That's dumpster fire for you right there.
Let's go on.
This was at Atlanta, and he did terrible that race. It was a dumpster fire. They called it right off the bat. Oh, wow. Okay. Again, I was surprised no one picked dumpster fire, but you only saw it once, and he wrecked, so it didn't get a lot of coverage.
Oh man,
it was a forgettable scheme for sure. Absolutely.
This one.
Oh, this is a bad scheme.
This one popped right in my head. I'm glad you chose it because I was about to.
I was really surprised no one else did. Yeah, this is one of the
ran
ones
this at Bristol Night Race as well.
Yeah, Atlanta and Bristol, and
Terrible.
it was awful.
It's like IHOP said, here's half the money that it requires for a sponsorship.
Right. You know what?
What will half get us?
It's like they had
Why didn't they just do this
the
little
top of a giant CD or DVD, and they're like, just put that circle on the car, and just back at the tire where the hole goes. I don't know why they did this. Like, it's so ugly. The red stripe, like the 10 is even touching it. I just noticed the 10's touching the red. That's like a crossing. No, I hate it. And then made the 10 red on top. It's repulsive.
Yes.
That's an ugly freaking car.
And hey, speaking
but at least
of,
it doesn't have a dumpster fire on it.
Eric Almirola, it wasn't officially retirement, but he just said he's ready for the next adventure.
Right? He's going on somewhere.
He's
Just
hopping,
hanging around.
hopping
He's
on
gonna,
out of here, I guess.
He's going to join Carl Edwards and become a cattle rancher.
Hopping on out of here.
Hoppy. Oh.
Hey, here's another
Colleague.
one I nominated.
Yeah, the quick tie.
Hey, let's take a white car and put a stripe, half of a stripe at the bottom, and then a weird logo.
But honestly, this between the 13 and the 16, and somewhat the 31, they took the same template all season.
They did.
And they just said,
very much.
change the words, put the backspace button, change some colors.
Here's what I think happened over at Colleague. I think they were required to make all the cars in a video game. And, you only have certain shapes you can work with. So that's what you get, a really bad video game shape
And
placement. Like, it really looks like they didn't try.
and Chandler Smith, we don't know his 2024 plans.
My understanding is he's gone from Colleague. So I can't remember where if he is announced where he's
cattle
going, but
ranching,
he's
too.
gone. I would bet, though, it's a good chance JGR had a whole nother car. JGR has a lot of open seats. He's a good driver. It's a good possibility over there. But I don't know about that because I'm in Bristol and they're somewhere else. Let's look at another terrible piece of crap. Look at this.
What in the world?
Okay, you don't remember this because it ran literally one lap. We were at the race.
Darlington
This
throwback.
is Darlington 1.
Throwback.
Oh.
I talked to a guy in the parking lot, remember? And I said, who's going to
gonna-
finish last?
Yes.
And he named somebody, and I said, no.
Brandon Poole.
It will be Brandon Poole.
Brennan.
And it was
Brennan.
Brandon. He made it
Brennan.
one lap and pulled into the garage. He was done. That's about how much effort they put into this freaking paint scheme.
Exactly.
And even seeing it from the side was even more ridiculous. It was literally like, okay, you got some mailbox letters and tried to come to the racetrack.
And they put his name on the side like he's a big deal.
Right. He's got a full-time ride in Xfinity next year, he's announced, with Mac Door, whatever this is, going
Same
with
sponsor?
him. This sponsor's partial, but he's got another sponsor that's going to do majority, but this one does part of them, yeah.
Wow.
So the 15 car, man, it drove that.
I would have
this,
voted
what, 3
this, but I
times.
forgot about it. So
Well, it was very forgettable.
yes.
Absolutely. All right, we got time for another one. Look at here.
Oh, Gabe Sabrios Glass.
That's exactly what they wanted you to read.
Sonoma Wine Country.
It was in Sonoma, but I remember the episode just being like, why? Why
Yeah.
did no one try? Like,
I
for
did, yeah.
weeks, I was like, it can't be worse than that wine car. Look, they just, like, it's clip art. It is not. It's a wine glass with cursive writing on it. This is a clip art car. I want to get the job at Colleague Racing making schemes. It cannot be that hard.
It's so easy.
This is ridiculous. Look, I mean, would you be
think-
willing to drive this?
Do you think they interviewed the same guy from 2311 Racing that does that job?
Probably not. I think their budget's way different, and I think that's where it shows, We're really going to know when Ty shows up in this. They're going to have to use black, white, and red for those Ferris motors coming up. And I've got look at this. This is the first time I've ever wore this 16 hat, this Ty Dillon hat. It says Colleague, and it has a 16. There's no way you can tell me it was an A.J. Allmendinger hat I got for $5 at the track.
Ty Dillon.
It's a Ty Dillon hat.
Ty Dillon.
What about another 16?
Oh.
Oh, this one's not good.
I don't,
This was the Darlington 500.
I don't remember seeing this car.
Yeah, he ran kind of well for a little bit at Darlington in this. It just looks cheap, though. And look, they just put like a tire mark on it. It just
Black's tire.
He ran it one time. Black's Tire's been a sponsor before down in the truck series of Gilliland and maybe both the Gillens and some other people, but I thought it was ugly, and it stuck with me just how basic it was that I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what else I can't deal with? That's when people don't take advantage of the good deals that they can receive at White Blaze Outdoors.
Gosh, tell me about it.
I tell you what, look at that right there. Salamander in the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go that puts a salamander in your hand? Snakes? You want a snake in the hand? You know what they say? A snake in the hand's like two in the bush.
That's right.
So you're more liable to get bit with the one in your hand than two of them hiding in a bush, I guess. That's how that saying works. Is that right?
I think so.
Well, let's call White Blaze Outdoors. I bet they'd know.
They'd tell
Jordan,
you.
do you know?
No.
See? White Blaze would know. Call them. Why don't you? There's a snake right there in that grass. You can't see it. It's not just twigs. There's a snake there. White Blaze saw the snake. You still don't even see it. You would get bit by a snake, Jordan. You'd be hollering, grabbing your ankle, rolling down the hill, screaming, blood starting to come out your ankle. You're like, dear God, help me, please, please.
How do you
know?
know?
No one can hear you. I've been four-wheeling with you before. I know how it works.
Hey, y'all know what's better than a good song?
What?
A lot of free stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Stuff.
Look at this.
No chance.
This is the
They got
this
a
is
total
a-
chance to win
Yeah,
this.
the
no
champion.
chance we're giving away free stuff again.
Oh, we
Oh.
are.
Well.
We are.
We've got the same thing we had for the last episode. Listen, somebody else won or will win those back hats for the junior and for the chase, but we have more than one. We did not have more than one of that beautiful child's Bush beer hat, though. So we have replaced it this week with a cold custard,
Sure.
because children love ice cream, Haas Automation, NASCAR hat.
Yeah.
He is now a champion.
Champ.
He won that Bush Series.
The champ is here.
Woo! The Bush Series.
The
We gave you Bush hat
champ.
last week. This week we give you the Bush Champion. Man, we've got marketing figured out. No way we just picked him out of the box. We're looking at the worst possible cars anybody could make in 2023. And we're going through just the nominations right now. We haven't got to what we think's the worst. Coming up on the list, the Auto Owners Insurance Digital Fish Tank car.
Who put this on you?
Jordan said this was a terrible car.
Yes.
I was very surprised by that.
I'm a little surprised.
I am
It's-
too.
It just
It wouldn't be on my best list for sure, but
no.
I wouldn't put it on my worst list either.
that dang deal get here?
How
Tell
did it
us.
get
It's
here?
just like you putting 23 Columbia last week on Bubba Wallace. You know,
Hey.
it's the same deal, man.
Okay.
We can talk about it off air.
So
if you
it-
got real problems
So
with
it was revenge. It was a revenge pick.
Oh, maybe I don't know. It just jumping from the Bass Pro. The Bass Pro looks good to this. Few weeks
Okay.
here and there.
Yeah. Right. Well, he had one of the
It
best,
just-
and now you're giving him one.
I
of the
guess
worst.
it's kind of like the Hendrick cars. You know, on the 5 car.
Just tired, yeah.
Just
Tired of it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
see
it's
that.
only 8 races, but still,
Yeah. Right.
it just doesn't do it.
Yeah. I get it. I got bored of it before when they started digitizing 8-bit up here. It kind of caught my interest a little more again. You know what really got me about this car is it seemed like every time he ran it, he would just dominate the race when he back in the day.
We did see him win in this scheme a few times.
Like when we went to Kentucky.
And Darlington, when
He
he, was
led
in
like
the 78 car,
Yes.
he had the auto owners scheme.
Yes. And he
Martinsville, I've got.
Oh, he ran it
Yes.
back, going back to the
Two of
78
these.
car.
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
it back in 78 and brought it over with him
Cool.
when Joe basically ran the 78 out of business and said, that's my team now. That's the 19. Yeah. Back then, I got bored of it, but I don't know. It came back, sometimes.
Did he signed just a 1 year for next year, or is it multi-year?
It's 1 year, as far as I know. 1 year. And, he was complaining a lot in the car that maybe he would, over the offseason, he'd pull Carl Edwards and not show back up. But it sounds like he's going to. So I would bet, though, that he does retire after this year. Making, I guess, who's left? Kyle Busch, the elder statesman.
Oh, I almost put this one on the list.
Same.
You did.
You would think
I thought about it.
that with the Pennzoil,
Yeah.
how many races?
Oh, man, this is, his primary. So
yeah,
this is, he's got 27 races on Shell Pennzoil.
7 races.
And then, no, wait, he's
I would've
also got
thought
2
30
additional that are just Pennzoil with no Shell. So really, the company's paying for 29 a year. So almost the whole season.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, it just got tired. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
Yeah, it's not like an ugly car. It's
Right.
just
But
bland and the same
But
thing.
it's been the same for multiple seasons.
Every time.
And every time. It's time for a change.
I mean, it looks the same, almost the same, going back to when Harvick drove.
Yeah,
it
almost, right?
in the 29 car.
I mean, I guess that's their brand, though, right? That's the
I mean,
idea.
yeah, you can't change your branding of a major company
Right.
like that easily.
That's what he does. So, I mean, yeah.
But you can change a car paint scheme.
It's true. It's true. Oh, I hate to throw McDowell under the bus, but this is just ugliness. This was just, I don't know what he was
This definitely is video game right here.
The colors, like, it's like they didn't even try.
Yep.
Like, it's
They hit the
just
col-
random labels. It's like, oh, I got the video game gave me the random sponsorship. I have to put the Loves thing.
Yeah, I was
going to
say, Loves-
of a red car.
I think Loves is definitely still paying the bill this
yeah.
week.
Somebody clicks the color palette, and then they're like, "Oh, I got to go back. I don't remember which one it was. I'll
And
just
just
click
pick
the one
another-
next there.
Yeah, get one close to it.
it.
It's ugly. It's not laid out right. I mean,
Like,
but if you're given two different companies with two different ideas and they're like, make something,
you think,
it probably is hard.
So you think somewhere at these race teams there's a designer,
There is.
and then someone's given the final approval.
Yeah, the race.
yeah,
probably
okay.
the sponsor more than anybody, but the race team does. And these designs also have to be submitted to NASCAR for approval. So a team can't just show up with a paint scheme. NASCAR has to approve the scheme before they can run it. So
But-
a lot of people see these, and it might happen a quick thing. They may get it done in a week, but there's several people who say, "Yep, that looks like a pretty car," and those people should be fired.
Yeah.
I hate this car.
I remember this one because I said it looks like a really, really cheap Interstate Batteries car.
Yeah. I equated it to having Nickelodeon vibes because of the green slime. This is his primary. He ran this more than anything. This is eight
Was this
races. This is Todd.
Gil Landers.
Yeah, this is Todd.
Who kicked him out of the car? Zane Smith.
Zane Smith got to drive, but he didn't have Speedy Cash with him. He had that hospital place. They wanted all that big hospital money. That's why they kept kicking Todd out so they could get that. What was it? Better Care.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so
Something
many
like that.
hospitals and so many pills involved.
So better.
So better. You'll be so better you won't know what to do. Go home. Pay your bill. Oh, Todd, you could have done better. Oh, look at
Another
this.
Todd.
This is Todd again. Y'all even remember this?
Hayes?
No.
What?
It's a lawyer.
It's not the only lawyer we've seen.
No, it's not the only lawyer.
It's not the only.
Listen, we'll talk about it as we get, but this is ridiculous. This is just a photo the man had taken, and they're like, put me on the car.
Put his name on there.
Put a picture of me.
Gary
People
Martin
at 200
Hayes.
miles an hour know me. This looks like a local short. This should be running at Coburn. Okay?
Or
This is not even.
Kingsport.
This is not good enough for Kingsport. Kingsport's higher quality than this. Yeah. This is Coburn. And just because Coburn's been shutting down and opening back up, that's why
I went
it's
to a
up
Coburn race this year and it was good.
Well, I'm not dissing it. I'm just talking the level of prestige a track carries. Wouldn't you think Kingsport's carrying a better history and everything than Coburn? What do y'all think?
I think
I mean,
they're
this is for local people, obviously.
I don't know.
You know what, though? This is for historians. You know, Richard Petty, his 200 Cup wins, 2 of them are from Kingsport. That track.
Nice.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
it is cool.
Then this
I haven't
definitely
been
is.
to either track in many years.
Yeah.
Need to go.
I think the last Cup race was, oh, God, it's either like 1980 or 1971. I can't remember which. And don't ask me why. I know it's one of those two, but trust me, there's reasons. Anyway, this freaking car sucks. I don't like it. Goodbye. The Allegiance scheme, all year long, over and over,
Another one I almost chose.
and could have been anything because the team owner owns this company. He could have made it look good. They did not have an outside company telling them, I want it to look like this. Jimmy could have used his influence to get Mr. What's his name? The Gallagher to make a better looking car than this. But he chose not to. Why do you think that is? Why does he want to make poor decisions?
Who, Jimmy?
Jimmy or
You're the boss,
Gallagher
Jimmy.
guy
I'm the
that owns
boss.
Allegiant?
I don't know. It's just
You pick the car, you tell me.
it's just terrible.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's just the airline.
It's just bad.
It's just the airline logo.
It's a budget airline on a budget car.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, listen, at the end of the year, though, he's picking up speed,
He was.
right? He's going to have Toyota next year.
Any word on sponsors for this team next year?
Not a one. but I bet they have some new ones because of the Toyota deal. I'm going to go ahead and make and I think I made this prediction already during the season. The 43 wins a race this coming year.
That's a bold prediction.
I think it's safe. I really do. I think Eric Jones can win, especially like Darlington. If he has the same horsepower the rest of those Toyotas do,
he's good.
He'll murder. He's good there.
Yeah, he's really good there. Huh, I don't know.
Well, it was good seeing him. Let's look at something else.
All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, there he is again with a girl who likes to sing and talk about.
Carrie Underwood.
To me, it just got worse. Like, we had it blue with a sun, and they're like, you know what? That was too nice. Let's just forget that. Let's just make it white.
This is last race, right?
This is
Phoenix.
worse.
2.
The last 2 races.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 2, okay.
So they changed. Basically, this might be the paint scheme next year.
Ugh.
It again did not take a lot of work here. They clip arted a picture of Carrie Underwood and put some text
This
beside it.
reminds me of the 38 lawyer car.
Exactly. This did not take skill. And why is the number orange and blue on this one? Why orange?
Allegiant colors.
No. Here's Allegiant colors, blue and gold. Look, they got gold up top for the
sun.
legacy
thing.
The sun.
The sun's on the back. Why did they make that orange?
Why is
Orange and
Carrie,
blue. You
Carrie
think that's
Underwood on Allegiant commercials
I don't even
and
know.
stuff now?
Good point, right? And then also, why do we need to promote Carrie Underwood promoting Allegiant? Why not just promote Allegiant? Why do we have to promote her promoting it? Right? It's a whole confusing
Because they did that for 23 races. 25 races.
You're right.
They think people like Carrie better than they do Allegiant.
You're probably right. They probably do.
Huh?
And with that thought, let's take a break.
Let's do it.
Listen, also, we're getting those subscribers. Giving away 124th Diecast. See the ads at your select retailer or in the crap that we pay for Facebook to show you. Okay, we're going to come back in just a moment, but I want to remind you first, as we're in this holiday season of giving, give yourself the ultimate vacation package from White Blaze Outdoors. Come to the Virginia Highlands area, or what's the other? The Appalachian Highlands. That's what we're calling it now, right? See? Hay fever's not a problem here at all. You won't have allergies. Don't worry about it. Come walk in our outdoors. No one here's sick. We're not all got crud in. White Blaze will take you to the best place. Listen, we're very near the tallest mountain in the state of Virginia.
Yes.
White Blaze services that area.
Of course.
Every day.
Every single
day.
day.
They love it. Bring us a appetizer for the table, miss. This is Wrap It Up, and we are going all in and looking at the paints and eating up them
hamburgers
of giving meals. It's what we're doing, and we are looking at the ugly ones this episode. I tell you what, we've seen some ugly cars, but the worst are yet to come. Oh, here it is. Somebody mentioned that they thought in the comments before we even filmed this that this was one of the best of the year. They liked the Hamburglar car. I did not care for the Hamburglar car.
Can you send that person some free stuff?
Maybe. We send us some something. This is it's in motion here, but I don't care for it.
Take a look at this.
It could be better.
Could be better.
I liked the premise. I liked Grimace. Oh,
You like
rhyme. I like the premise of the idea of the Hamburglar being on the car. I just don't like the execution. And again, I bring up to you that if you're, of any age that doesn't watch just modern things, you'll know from like the 30s and the 20s and all these old movies and things, this is a prisoner's uniform, this black and white stripes. So it seems a little strange to me. But look, McDonald's had other ideas they threw out there. I told you, there's a multi-process for them to go through to get something approved. So other cars were available. Check this out. Here, I like this better with the red.
With the dude on it.
Yeah. No, see, he's on the hood of the other one, but they put the yellow.
Oh.
And they went to the
and
45.
That's the 23 car.
Right. They made it where all the characters were available for the two to pick who was going to go where. So, he could have been on the 23.
And Birdie.
Birdie could have been on the 23 or the 24. Look over here. Grimace. This is a different Grimace than what we got. This is Fire Grimace. I kind of like this one better. Grimace is a little more, hey, baby, in this one. But here's your Birdie you were talking about since last week. They didn't let Birdie in on the show at all.
That's terrible.
Yeah. I think they made the... You know what it reminds me of? the 5 car, because the 5 car's got that big wing on the door. That's the same thing right there. It's just better cartooning on this. Yeah, I'm really glad they didn't go with this.
Me too.
I don't think anybody wanted a birdie car. What
is
about
Bitnile?
Bitnile? Y'all even remember Bitnile? It's been almost a year.
I got bit by the Nile crocodile.
I'll say, listen, if the name of your team is the money team,
Oh my God!
Bitnile.
can you show up for more than 2 races?
Not if you spend all the money on the team, I guess.
Or is the money coming from bitnile.com? What is
I don't know.
Bitnile?
I don't know what Bitnile is. It's a foreign company. It's a website.
It's one of my worst.
It is, and it is a bad car. It's just got a gradient on it, and that's it. Connor Daly showed up and did terrible in this.
Did he race both Daytona and Coda?
Yeah. Remember Coda? Was it Coda that he wrecked in practice or qualifying? And then he was trying to drive back to pit road, and the car literally was like it was on hydraulics. Like the back end was jumping up and down. Like it was nuts. Like the car completely fell apart just trying to qualify, I think. They made the 500.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
I do.
It was a mess. And then they just were like, nope, we're going to give up. And then, look, also, I didn't even notice this. They put a QR code on the hood and made it small because, everybody's scanning those QR codes 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, especially at the back of the pack.
Right. Oh, I got to check out the bit now. Oh, let big
Maybe
letdown.
it was just for people on pit road.
Oh, what about this? This ran so many times.
B.O. Haven.
The
Big medicine energy.
They could see how many drivers we could fit in one car in 1 year.
Right?
Yeah, this one actually.
21.
How many races did Cody get in?
Cody got 6 in it before he got kicked. I mean, that seems like it's been forever ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So first 6 races, Cody makes it, which is the most in this paint scheme. Then Cole no, wait a minute, I take it back. JJ Yaley drove it 5 times. That's the second most of Biohaven. Who Custard got it 4 times Biohaven. Newman 3, Todd Gilliland 1, and Zane Smith 1, making this car ran 21 times on the 51 Biohaven.
Has it been said which car Justin Haley will get in?
My understanding is it's a 15. The 15 will be his number, and
this will probably be a carousel again.
Probably. That's my bet. I bet Newman and a couple other people are in it. That's my bet.
Dude, Newman, go home, man.
I think we see Harvick in this car a time or two.
You're nuts. Will not happen. He will be in an Xfinity or a truck. He will not drive Cup ever again, he says. That's what he says.
Yeah?
That's what he said. He said no more Cup ever again. No starts. Especially not like plate tracks.
Not like a yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to do the junior thing. But he might go trucks. Juniors never drove trucks. So
Drive your truck,
we'll see
Junior.
I would agree with you and think he's going to get a hand-down let car, but he was like, nope, it's not going to happen. And I'm like, okay, well. What about this? What about this throwaway piece of
What
crap?
about that?
What about it? 62, kind of like the 29, if you look at it right, if it flips just right. It did flip, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Austin Hill drove it this year, and, man, they cut way back. Last year, they went all out. They had Austin Hill. They had Noah Gregson in it. Well, who else? There was a bunch of people driving the 62 last year.
Very limited schedule overall this year.
They cut way back. Well, I mean, it's just a satellite extra car running out of RCR is what it really is. But these Beard folks pay the bill for it, basically, and get to say they're the owners. But really, Richard takes care of all of it.
Justin voted for this one?
Justin did.
I did.
He does not care for the United Rentals. And honestly, I don't like the orange number on the top with the blue. I think Justin pointed out this was very Florida Gators, and
That's why you didn't like it.
that's why I hated it. I just yeah. All right, we're getting there. We got a few more here. Here's honorable mention.
Oh.
This has never even been on the show because this ran at Martinsville.
We didn't even know about it till we got there.
Yes. Because he would not turn in a paint scheme. We had to have an AI make it that week.
Right.
And
it was like on fire.
And it
blowed up.
predicted it would be on fire, yes.
And is there some fire on there?
There's in a pumpkin. But we got there, and I was like, I remember.
For like 50 laps, you were trying to
I
look
was
at
so
it.
interested in
What
what this
is
car
that?
looked like.
What is
Justin's
that?
trying to watch the race and people betting on. I'm like, what the crap is that, Justin? What's on the side of this car? Like, and if you look at it, there's B.J. McCloyd's face right below the word Superior.
Right there.
And the half of it is a skull. He's dead. He's a zombie on the car. This is the only car to advertise the driver as being dead on it. Okay? And I thought for that pure reason, this is one of the worst schemes ever.
Wow. Man.
He went so hard with,
What does the hood say?
I don't know. It looks like it says something about effed up.
That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was just wanting to see if you saw it too before I said it.
I can't tell.
I don't know.
I couldn't even read it there either.
It
I
does
was like,
look
what the
like
crap is
it
on
does
this
look
car?
like it says something about being effed up.
It does. Maybe it is. And who knows? This was next to last race. It's hard to tell. Look, he got $40 million. He's like, put a picture of me as a zombie on the car. Right? What the crap?
It's a pirate.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a
On the hood.
skull there, right? I guess, okay.
Maybe it does. Does it say like FALKD up?
Faulked?
Falked?
Like Faulked? Like a Faulkner, like last name? Well, just because his face is ripped off. Y'all ever watch that show rerun back in the day, V from the 80s, where the people were lizard people?
No.
No, you never saw that?
Oh.
V was this show when I was a little kid on the 80s. And these lizard people came from outer space, and they look like humans, but they could rip their skin off, and they'd just be like this. They'd be exactly like the lizard man. You can't see him today, though. He look like an alligator walking around on his
I
hind
will
legs.
say one cool thing on this car is
Reptilian of the year.
the jack-o'-lantern right in front of the bumper down there.
Yeah. In the
That's-
front.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about? I saw that, too, and it's like almost right where the air hose goes, and I was like, you think they're trying to
That's kind of cool.
get weird with the inspector on that air hose putting pumpkins there?
It didn't help him at the race.
It did not help. And nothing good came of it. Well, we've got another one from him. Oh, man. To
Oh,
rescue
my
the
gosh.
Constitution. And on the side of it,
This was the moment.
this episode
This one never
killed
appeared.
the computer.
This one never appeared either.
It didn't, because we were filming and the computer died maybe as we were looking at this
And
car.
we determined it's someone's book.
It is a book. Apparently, Brett Baller. I don't know who it is. I think it's a guy.
Brett Byer.
I think it's a guy from Fox News.
To rescue the Constitution. Which
What?
Sounds like it sounds like a familiar name.
I'm surprised I'm the only one that voted for this one.
Why does he have George Washington on the book to rescue the Constitution?
Is that Madison? Father of the
I'm pretty
Constitution.
positive it's the picture we had that day. You could see the side was better. I mean, it would make sense if it was Madison, but it looks like George Washington to me. I hope I'm wrong. Again, Jordan is a history teacher. I used to be a history teacher. We are historians. I don't trust this book. My wife is an author. She and I'm not supposed to say this. I'm not saying who did it though. Okay, I'm going to give you some real information here. She knows other authors, and
Of course.
some of those people have written books for other people, a ghostwriter, and they get paid a lot of money to write somebody else's book, and then they put the person's name on the front of the book, and they say they wrote the book. And the book comes out, and the guy's like, I wrote this. The rest of his life, he says he wrote it.
Pretty shady.
It is. And if I told you the names of the preachers that some of her friends have wrote books for, it would blow your mind. But I think the
She
same
told me one time. I remember.
some of the things right here also may be true. I'm not sure this guy, if it is who I'm thinking it is, a host on a news network, he hasn't got time to write a book. Okay? I'm just saying this might not even be wrote by these people. These things happen. These backdoor deals, I know for a fact. And this is an ugly freaking book. I don't know anything about the book. I don't know anything about it, but man, I don't trust it. I don't trust any history advised to me from B.J. McLeod.
Especially as they're trying to promote their car or their book in this car.
Right, exactly. Their judgment is bad. That's what we determined. They
Yes.
got poor judgment. So how can we trust them with historical facts when they're like, oh, yeah, the 78 car, that's where I'm going to put my money.
You know what? There could be no facts in there. Could just be,
Could be.
a pure opinion.
It could be just blank paper. Maybe, I mean, the average 78 fan, can they read? Come on. Can't do it. No way. Have you ever met a 78 fan?
Just hanging around.
No chance.
There is none. That's why they can't read. Okay. All right. Look at this. This got multiple votes.
This was probably the worst scheme of the year, in my opinion.
It's up there. It's up there. What was he thinking?
This or the one that we haven't.
He only ended up in like what,
came yet.
2 or 3 races?
He ran this in 2. He only ran 4 races. This was 2 of them.
Coda, Daytona.
Coda also 1 lap. blew the car up.
Yeah.
Did not finish the first lap
No, yeah.
because when he came back around, he went into the pits and didn't get through the lap. So this car didn't even complete a lap on one race. And I was always like, man, you think they had to pay the same amount of money for like not even finishing a lap? There's got to be something in a contract
But again,
about that.
this is probably right in there with the Allegiant. There's a Sunseeker Resorts.
Yeah, you're
It's
probably
all the
right.
same company from the owner, so
You're probably right.
unsponsored.
I did see this week that Wyndham, the company, which is a parent company that owns several hotel brands, has been forcibly bought out by another hotel company mega thing. So this may not be back next year. Jimmy does say he is driving the 84 car next year in a Toyota. So maybe this is back, maybe it's not because they've merged with somebody else.
That's terrible.
Here's a doozy. Oh, another lawyer car.
Jungle. Oh,
This
my
one-
word.
Me too.
Where was this one
Dude,
run?
what
This
is
one-
that on the elephants? What
Right.
who is that?
This one
Riding on an elephant.
That's a jungle law man.
Kansas.
Oh, my gosh.
This is.
I remember this coming out, and I was
This
like,
has
what in
gotta
the
be
world?
one of the worst of the year too.
I thought this was going to win worst of the year. I really did. This was up there. It is so ugly.
Justin's trying to figure it out.
What were they thinking? I don't know. Again, it looks like it's designed so poorly. Like, just the technology that normal people have available to them can make better things than these kinds of things. How did they come up with it? I don't get it.
Wait,
Somebody's
I'm
just
not-
like, let's make
this is a law firm?
Yeah, that's what's even more insane about it. I guess, or is it like
jungle
maybe
law.
he's pushing for like a whole new way of living. You know, he's like, forget it. America's
maybe-
screwed. Down
is
with
it-
society. Jungle law rules.
or is it
Take
like-
to the streets.
Or is it like environmental conservation law?
Oh,
Preserve the jungle.
you've got to sue a monkey.
Save this
This
species.
monkey stole my mango. Please.
If anybody knows,
Take him to-
tell us. JJ Yaley, if you are watching, tell us what this means.
JJ, come on, talk about these paint schemes, Dan.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Do it. Look at here. Oh, almost.
Ah.
This was right here. This is tied. We're going to say it's tied.
Rather whole Mavis.
Okay. This had the
Team
exact
to,
same amount of
for
force
Mavis.
from us as the
Mavis
worst
tires
paint
and brakes.
scheme with the next one. We could not make a determination.
Oh.
So bad. So bad.
So my thing with this one was, for so long we kept seeing it, and we're like, every week we would ask, where is FedEx
Right.
and their money
Where is FedEx?
to
Hey, we
did Mavis, did they have more money than FedEx?
Brakes team
They had-
to, I'm sorry, Mavis.
They got a brakes team.
Mavis tires and brakes.
They got something.
Hey, when we went to the track, it looks even worse than this picture.
It
a
does.
lot worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks even more cheaply made in person.
On TV
Like,
at the track, whatever.
Ran
I
8
honestly,
races.
I can't remember what episode it was, but like it came on the screen here, and I never seen it, and I assumed it was like the 15 car.
No, this paint scheme, thought it was the 15. Yeah. Look, if we go back, look at the 15. It has the same energy feel to it.
Yes,
Like, made very poorly. Clip art from Windows 98.
Put some tires on there.
Right? It's
Did
poor
you
execution.
remember Print Shop Deluxe? Do you remember
I
that
do.
software?
I know what you're talking about. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm shooting for right there. All right, and to tie with it, because they went for the 2, another lawyer car. The 3 and the 8 both got it. Man, what a piece of crap. And it wasn't
Yeah,
just that
this one had to be.
Every
this is probably
lawyer-
my worst of the year.
every lawyer car that ran this year is on this list. Morgan & Morgan, Jungle Law, whatever the 38 guy's name was. I can't even. Gary
Hayes
Martin.
Hayes
Hey,
Martin.
something.
We don't even know. Look, we're on a show. He wasted his money. We can't even pronounce his name. This right here, though, just because this guy's right there on the bumper, like he's, I don't know. And
I honestly I just felt bad. It looks like a Dylan car.
Justin pointed out this is just a
But
rip
I
off
just-
of the '78 Ziegler car,
It is.
right? Just
No,
look-
it looks like that week it was on the show. It's like they took the same template as well.
the '78
But
is made in the same shop.
I
I'm just saying.
kind of feel bad for Kyle
I do.
having to run this car.
Listen, as
I mean,
a Kyle
you,
fan,
you go from M&Ms to a different M&M.
this, in my opinion,
Morgan
Morgan.
oh,
son.
good job, man! They should have capitalized on that.
Yeah.
They could have made waves. That's a marketing genius right there.
Yeah.
Paint this guy's face blue or something, right? He's one of the
Eminem
Eminem guys. This is the worst scheme I've ever seen Kyle ever run in his career. This is my least favorite scheme he's ever had.
Because it's
ever.
the worst ever, I would just want the diecast just because.
No. Who's ordering this? Is anybody ordering a picture of this guy and like, yeah, I got to get the Morgan guy? I'm also like,
Kyle, if you're out there, man, save yourself.
He's got to have the money. Where's the other Morgan? There's Morgan and Morgan, and then they only put one dude on.
That
it.
is a good
There's
question.
something going on there. That's a sign. Okay, they got some. This guy's a power hungry cult leader. He's got the other Morgan locked up in a closet back at the law firm. And you know the only way to get him out of the closet, the only way to bring it to justice is to go back to jungle law.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do. You ride an elephant into a law firm and knock down the door. That's jungle law, baby. Oh, all right, guys. So, what do you think? Those are the worst cars of the year. What do you think out there? Were we wrong? Was there something worse? Was there something better? Tell us.
We'll give you away this ice cream man.
It's amazing.
This has probably been my favorite episode.
You're automatically entered just by commenting, right? You could just say Jordan's ugly in the comments. We'll count that as an entry.
Probably not.
That's something, right? Oh, I tell you what. Okay. So, worst team of the year. Who had the worst paint schemes by our setup?
Everybody.
78.
Tie.
Rick Ware Racing had 3. Koenig had 3. Front Row had 3. And Legacy had 3. But I feel like overall, when we didn't get to put everybody on the list we wanted to because we had to limit ourselves. I feel like Rick Ware had the most worst energy of the year to me as far as paint schemes.
Yeah,
go.
I mean,
Every week, week in and week out.
It was pretty consistent.
It's pretty obvious here what the equation is.
Tell us, what is the equation?
All right, underfunded.
Here comes the money.
Underfunded
You're right.
equals
But now
Poor-
they live in a shed
poor
at
scheming.
Brad Keselowski's house, right? So it's going to be better next year.
Yeah, hopefully they're borrowing some of those schemes from RFK, right?
They need to do something. Maybe that's what it is. RFK's schemes have been so good that there's no scheme energy left in the complex for Rick Ware, who's out there in that extra barn now on the place, right?
Well,
they take all the scheme energy over to the RFK shop, and there's none left over for Rick.
I mean, it all goes back to funding and naming, right?
Anytime like ink
like
is shipped to the place, they take it. They won't let Rick have it.
Last episode, Star Wars wins.
Right. And then
now we got Jungle Law.
and then lawyers lose.
Jungle
That's what-
Law, Star Wars.
I think that's what we determined. We did a show for a whole year, and we determined no one likes lawyers. That's what it came down to. Oh, I tell you what. All right, guys. Speaking of worst, what was the worst of the year? Let's just hit it up. 23. 30th or worst, we mentioned our boy.
Ty Dillon. Ty
DNFs.
Dillon. Ty Dillon.
So bad.
GS1.
How many? What did he have?
DNFs? Oh, he had like
DNFs.
12 or
He had the
something.
most DNFs, 10.
10,
DNFs.
okay.
Most DNFs out of the entire series, the number 3 car.
Wow. Dylan.
Son of a.
The 30th or worst finishes, Ty Dillon, 14.
Nice.
And I mean, those are the only 2 bad stats of the year, and those are the only stats the Dillon brothers have. We must conclude the Dillon brothers drove worse
Oh
than
my
anybody
goodness.
this year, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Still.
but they didn't have any bad-looking cars other than the 3 having the lawyer there, but it was the worst. So.
Yeah, the other 3 cars were actually pretty good cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Tell us what.
What?
No 77 cars made either list.
Good.
I came close to putting
'Cause he's gone.
the White Sox car on it. I really did, but I backed out. I didn't want to be biased because I like White Sox. I like Marlins more. So,
But you are biased because you like Star Wars.
yeah, that's too much. That's too much bias. It's too,
And Toyota on the same
And
car.
Toyota
it's
on
too
the
much.
same car.
It's too much, and yeah, it was too much, too much. Red, and I'm always every week I'm like, it's red, white, and black. I love those colors on schemes, and it had everything. They knew they studied the show over the year until they got the last week. They're like, we're going to perfect it, and they did. They gave us the best thing at the end. This segment's been 21 minutes long.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're glad you tuned in to see the worst crapping freaking cars that they could spit out this year. We don't know what's coming out next year, but as we do, we'll get it out there. We have some amazing prizes again. You got to get them. The diecast. All you got to do, we're going to continue to give away things to people who are subscribed and people who are following us on Facebook. All you have to do is subscribe or follow and just leave it alone. You do nothing else, and you can win a prize. It's that easy. Comment here. Anything else you gentlemen want to add before we cut it out for the for this wrap of the year?
I'm ready for Daytona.
Daytona. Yeah.
Not really.
Slow clap. Slow clap us out.